Hello. Tonight our lesson is on the volume of cylinders. Well, notice that our cylinder has a round surface and then two circular end caps. So if I just had a circle, and let's say that I was looking at it at an angle, okay, if I was looking at it directly from on top of like a desktop, it would look like this. But if I'm looking at it from a side view, it would take on more of an oval shape. All right, well, that circle has an area, right? And we know how to find area of a circle. It's pi times radius squared. Okay, but if I had a circle just flat, I would have an area. But if I had a bunch of circles stacked on top of one another, like coins, right? To start stacking up these circles on top of one another, then I'm building a cylinder, and that cylinder now is going to have a third dimension. It's going to have a height as well as this circular base. So it's going to have a volume. It's going to be three-dimensional. So in order to get our volume of a cylinder, we are going to take the area of that circular base, pi times radius squared, and multiply by the height. And that's it. That will give us the three-dimensional volume of our cylinder. All right, so let's go ahead and do this one. Our volume is going to equal pi. All right, the radius of our circular base, our circular part of the cylinder, is 4. So that's going to be 4 squared. And then the height of this cylinder is 12. And then we follow order of operations. We're going to square the 4 first, then we'll multiply everything. All right, so 4 squared is 16. And I'm going to wait and multiply by pi at the very end. So 16 times 12, I'll do that next. 16 times 12, let's see, what is that? That's 192. So this is going to be 192 times pi. And volume is going to be in cubed units. Now, we don't have any units on this one, so we'll just put units cubed for our final answer. And as always, we can approximate the value of pi by using 3.14. So 3.14 times 192. This will come out to be 602.88. And it's going to be units cubed. 3 dimensions. So I have 3 on my units. All right, let's try another one. Okay, so here I have a cylinder. So let's start with our formula. Pi times radius squared times height. The radius of our circular face is 5, so that's 5 centimeters to the second power times the height, which is 10 centimeters. As before, we'll square the radius first, so that 5 squared is 25, and then I'll go 25 times 10. So this is going to be 250 pi. And notice that now that I'm given units, you can see how we end up with 3 dimensions. Because 5 squared is going to be 25 centimeters squared, and here I have 10 centimeters, and that's exponent on that centimeters would be a 1. And if I added the exponents 2 and 1 together, I get centimeters to the third power, centimeters cubed. All right, anyway, let's go ahead and finish this up. We'll use 3.14 to approximate for pi times 250. That comes out to be 785 cubic centimeters. All right? Okay, this time our cylinder is laying down, but it doesn't matter. It would still have the same volume. So let's start with our equation. All right, go ahead and pause the video, find your answer, and then restart the video to check and see how you did. Welcome back from pausing the video. Let's substitute what we know. So the radius of our circle, all right, we're shown here that D equals 4 centimeters. Well, D is diameter. Diameter is all the way across. So radius is only halfway across. So the radius of that circle is going to be 2, not 4. And then the height, of our cylinder, even though it's laying down, we would call that the height, it's the length of the cylinder shaft. That's 5.8. Follow order of operations, do 2 squared, that's 4, and then 4 times 5.8. 4 times 5.8 equals 23.2, so this is 23.2 times pi centimeters cubed. And now we'll multiply 23.2 times 3.14. So I came out with 72.848 centimeters cubed, or cubic centimeters. So how'd you do? All right, good. Let's try one more. All right, pause your video and then restart the video to check your answer. Welcome back from pausing the video. Let's start with our formula. And now let's substitute. The radius is 6 feet. And the height is 9 feet. 6 squared is 36. And then 36 times 9 is 324. So 324 times pi cubic feet. And now let's multiply by 3.14. So we got 1,017.36 cubic feet. So how'd you do? All right. As always, thanks for listening. And remember, read some books.